These interviews are going to take place over a year. They're going to be in 8 other venues than this one. You know, tomorrow we start a very specific set of interviews on medical support services. That's very technical. So you're looking for an understanding specifically of quite a technical, complex part of the game. Other interviews are going to take place where it's the ability to be a part of a team in the bowels of a stadium where you may have an interest in track and field, but the chances are you're never going to see track and field because you're going to be looking after somebody's kit. So it's from the specialists to the generalists, but I don't think I have any doubt at all that people are up for this. I think it's really also important to recognise that there are a lot of people who want to become games makers who've never volunteered before. It's in everybody's interest to make sure they maintain their volunteer interest after the games and go back into their communities and do things that are really essential for the cohesion in those communities.
Well, living in London since I was born and being such a huge fan of sports in the Olympics is, you know, watching it on TV, will I ever be there? Will I ever get the chance? What will I be doing there? So this is my chance. Now that it's come to London, it's really my chance to help inspire others to do something a bit different, give your time, your spare time, and just really make a difference. I know there's a lot more people now involved in volunteering. A lot of people ask me, you know, how else can I volunteer? How can I be involved? A lot more people are interested in sport now. A lot of people are trying to become more healthy. I think it's definitely a benefit, and it will continue to be after the games are finished.
You know, we've gone from 200 or 250,000, should we say, applicants, and we've got down to 100,000 that we've now got to interview. And just the whole process that they've got to go through, the checks and the training behind it, and, you know, and seeing the centre here today, you know, the interviews and everything. And I think it just realising, you know, the time that they're putting in to get in the right volunteers, to show how important part of the games that they are at the end of the day. Well, if you think for an athlete, you know, maybe for some athletes you've travelled for the first time to a foreign country. For some people, you know, the other side of the world, they don't really speak the language. It is scary, and I remember being that 20-year-old being absolutely petrified, thinking, what am I going to? And turning up at the airport thinking, this is enormous. But to have somebody there that in this uniform that you recognise in all those situations where you're feeling a bit vulnerable, to help you, to guide you, and, you know, just direct you and just make you feel at home almost at the end of the day.
I think, you know, we have to be aspiring to set a new global standard in volunteering, and I think the games makers should be well placed to do that. I think it is about providing them with unparalleled training and development and support and motivation, because, you know, it's only 18 months away, but if your first interview is tomorrow, you have to keep that energy and that excitement up. So I think with the right investment in the right course content and the right community around the volunteers, we'll be really well placed.
Okay, thanks guys.
Down here, please. Lovely. Thank you, Tim. This way. There you go.
Right, this one, yeah, you got it. Good.
So, you got that, guys? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so in here we have an opportunity for you to sort of watch several bits of content we've got showing on the screens. We've got a section here on Games Maker, so the chance to write a message on these bits of paper. So the idea being that you'll take the pencil out and then write your message here. So I'm here because, and then we'd like you to think about the reasons you applied and then note it down here. And so this is really to give you a glimpse of what we're about, what the London 2012 vision is about, and what it is to be a games maker. Sure. We've got a couple more pods behind us. We've got a sports and venues pod, and if you'd like to come forward, you can, if you're unsure about where the aquatic centre might be, if you press the button, it will light up, and that's where it is.
This is actually all turf now.
No, is it?
No, it's all turf. God, great swathes of turf down to the river.
And bonne chance, which is good luck in French.
Good luck.
Good luck.
In 1948, I am here now, and I live next door on one of the boroughs, and I'm so excited. I have to be part of it, and I work my way to be part of it, and I want the world to be part of it, and I want them to share my joy and my pride.
Levon is a potential games maker. We only say potential at the moment, as I think you've got an interview coming up in the next few days. And I'm going to ask Levon to say why she's chosen to be a volunteer.
Well, growing up as a young Londoner, it's fabulous to be given the opportunity to welcome people to my home city where I was born and where I have grown up. And being a huge fan of sports, to be able to help put on, you know, one of the greatest shows on earth and help make the experience for the athletes, the visitors coming from all over the world to come and enjoy the showcase of talent. I couldn't be anywhere else but to help make that happen. So any contribution I can make, however small or great, that's fine with me. Looking forward to it.